Ganges Lake. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, May 1st. It is the month of May. Isn't that crazy? Like we're coming up on the halfway point of the year. Just 2 months away. Like we have May, June, and we're halfway through 2024. And this is a busy month because this is the last month of school for most of our kids, and it's a pretty rough time here in the Lovelace household because this is Jack's final month before graduation. Don't talk to Cheyenne. She will probably start crying and want to give you a hug. So, yeah, it is that time of year. And this is a big month. It's actually a big month for Cheyenne because her birthday's in this month. Our wedding anniversary's in this month. Mother's Day is in this month. So the Lovelace men, myself and my boys, yeah, we've got to come up with lots of gift ideas for the 3 different things celebrating my wife. And she'll probably be embarrassed if she's watching this, but that's just what it is. Anyway, so happy Wednesday. I hope that you're excited for a busy upcoming month. We had a great meeting this past Sunday night, and we voted our board in for another year of serving in our community, in our church, and so we're excited about that, and continue to pray for them as this year we're going to be taking a look through some of our other documentation and just kind of updating language and just making sure that we are still fulfilling what we believe that we're called to do here at our church, as we look at our mission and our where we're headed. So thank you for your prayers for that. Also, we voted to update the Constitution as we've been announcing at church, and so now we have an official statement saying what a board meeting actually constitutes. What is an official board meeting? So but it was a great meeting, and I hope that you were able to be there. If not, we can give you information if you really wanted to find out more. If you are interested in being a member, we encourage you to talk with me or another one of our board members. We'd love to give you more information for that because we'd love for you to join with us and be in this local body of believers. And as we minister together, as we serve together, just opportunities present themselves for that. I also wanted to mention that in a couple of weeks, actually on May the 19th, we are going to be having a baptism service at our church. We have someone who's professed faith and wants to be baptized. And so if baptism is something that you've thought about, or you say, I've never made that public profession before, please see me. I would love to get you plugged in for that service. It'll take place at the end of the worship service on that Sunday morning, and so all of our church family will be there, and it's just a great opportunity to take that step, right, of faith and publicly proclaim to those around you, I follow Jesus Christ. At our church, we believe baptism doesn't save us. Okay, it's just this inward, this public action that demonstrates an inward reality, that you are a believer in Jesus Christ, and this is your public profession to those around us, that I'm committing myself to Jesus Christ. And it gives us as a church an opportunity to commit with you and say, we'll pray for you, we'll encourage you, we'll support you, we will hold you accountable, like all of these different parts of what we're called to be as a body of believers. So we have a baptism service on May the 19th, and so if that's something that you would like to talk with me more about, please email me, call me, come to church, talk with me on a Sunday, and we will give you more information for that. So, just a quick thought from the Word today. An interesting thought. This is found in the book of Luke, chapter number 12. It's short. It's like 3 verses, but boy, what is powerful verses. Just recently, I was driving. I was heading to the store, and I happened to look up. And in the top corner of my windshield, in the top left corner, and you might have one of these too, is a little sticker, a little service sticker that is from the Haynesville Firestone that said, hey, you need to schedule an oil change when you reach this mileage or you reach this date. And it dawned on me that I just passed over the mileage, and the date is like May the 15th. And so I'm like, well, I guess it's time to schedule that appointment. We have those, right? Those reminders that tell us, why do we do this? Because we forget. Because about a year ago, I had one of those stickers on my car and I forgot. And actually, the sticker kind of peeled off at some point, like in the summer, it got hot or something, and I forgot about it. And I drove that car for, it was close to 9,000 miles in that one oil change. And when I went to the Firestone to get it changed, I was like, oh, the oil. And I got it changed, and he said, how long has it been since you had an oil change? And I was like, it's been a little while. And he goes, yeah, we can tell, because this oil, synthetic oil, starts to break down after about 8,000 miles, and you don't want to do that because you're going to mess up your engine. And I'm like, yes, sir. So I've made sure that sticker stayed on. And that's why, right? We have these physical reminders, these signs, if you will, that, hey, you got to do this. You got to do this. In Luke chapter 12, what does that have to do with that? Luke chapter 12, let me just read these verses. This is Jesus speaking, and this is Jesus talking to the crowds. This is what he says. He said to the crowds, when you see a cloud rising in the west, you say at once, a shower is coming. And so it happens. And when you see the south wind blowing, you say, there will be scorching heat. And it happens. You hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of earth and sky, but why do you not know how to interpret the present time? What? Like, they had these signs, these reminders that told them how to interpret things. You see a cloud show up in the west. A storm is coming. And boy, here in the Midwest, I can tell you, I was not quite ready for these storms that just pop up. And it's coming. When we were in Springfield a couple weeks ago, like, we got to the hotel and you could feel the temperature dropping, like almost physically dropping as these dark clouds rolled in, and then the storm hits, and it's like, wow, right? You see a cloud and you're like, hey, a storm's coming, and then it happens. Or you feel the south wind blowing, you're like, ooh, this is going to be a hot day. You ever had that experience where you stepped out and you just feel the heat? I know we're in the north, but down south, if you feel that southern wind, it's like, woo, it's going to be a hot one today. And then Jesus says, you hypocrites, you know how to interpret those signs. Why don't you know how to interpret the signs of the time? And I think this connects with this idea, if you guys remember when he's talking with the Pharisees, how he talked about how Abraham rejoiced to see his day. He saw it and was glad. And then when he gets up in the synagogue, he talks in Nazareth, where he talks about how that the Lord sent him to do these things. And he says, today, this scripture has been fulfilled. Like, there are all these signs of Jesus being who he was, right? You have the entire Old Testament. You have all these reminders. This is who the Messiah is going to be. All these stickers, if you will, all over the screen that say, this is what this is. And yet it's like they don't even see it. They don't even know. And Jesus goes, you guys know how to interpret things because you're interpreting the weather. You're interpreting the breeze and the storms. And yet you can't even interpret something as simple as he is the Son of God. Something as simple as he has borne, and you can fast forward this with Jewish people, he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, right? He was wounded for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All of these point to a Messiah. All these point to the Messiah, Jesus Christ, and yet they were hypocrites. They didn't get it. So we, for today, are like, okay, I get that. Jesus was the Messiah. Right. But do we forget about the signs of the times today? Now, I'm not going into this idea of like, ooh, end times is all, every time something happens in the world, someone pulls a chart down and is like, look. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, do we get so caught up in our life today about the physical things of this world today that we forget about the spiritual side of it, that we forget about the fact that Jesus has promised that he's coming back? I'm recording this video before it actually airs, just because I get these done and get them put on there so we have time to get them online. It very well could be that this video posts after Jesus returns, in which case you should know I'm not really sitting in the office today, May 1st, but I'm in heaven. However, like we know that like he can come back at any moment. But do I live that way? Do I live in this mindset of the spiritual side of things, or am I so caught up in the physical? I just started this whole video talking about how busy this month is and how we have all these things going on, and I'm thankful for the events and opportunities to celebrate different people and to see people grow and all these different things. But never forget the spiritual side of it. It's like I don't want that reminder, that sticker to fall off and me to drive 10,000 miles without changing my oil. Like, I want to make sure that I have my spiritual walk in order. I want to keep the oil changed. And how do I do that? I'm in the Word. Sorry, I'm not trying to go too much into allegories and illustrations. But I want to make sure that I'm maintaining spiritual integrity. I'm maintaining a spiritual walk. It's not about just living right now for this world. While I'm living in this world, I'm not of this world. I belong to a better kingdom, a future kingdom. But now, how I live now is in response to that, is in light of that. And that's what I want to do. And I don't always get it good. I mess up in this area so much because I get so stressed about just the right now that I lose sight of the reality that is Jesus is still Jesus and he's fully God. And I want to see my spiritual walk, and I want to make sure that it's secure. I hope that you have a great week, everyone. If there's anything we can do for you, please let us know. If not, we will see you this Sunday. And this Sunday we have a special speaker, so I encourage you to be a part of that. We're continuing through Colossians, but come on out and support as we worship together. And then don't forget, guys, we only got a week and a half, and Mother's Day will be here. So line up those gifts. Have a great week, everyone. We will see you next week.